Okay, I'm here. Finally. All right. Bottom. So I think I'll make two big ones and or two little ones and 6 my stuff I got from Kyoto Brothers. Let's see how this works. The fur goes this way, so flip it over. This is too big. I gotta deal with it. And since now I'm going to have two different types of these on there, I should have probably staggered them around so it wasn't like a demarcation line right on his head, but I don't know. Hopefully they'll look similar enough that it won't bother anybody. Except me. Ralphie's not used as often as Ralph, so. And none of them really use it all anymore, so I don't know why I'm so worried about it. That's 4 of them. Okay, that's 6 of the big ones. I think I need about at least 6 of these. I'll make 6, and then if I have any extras, I'll use them on the next time I build Ralph. When this gets stolen in 2 weeks. This is actually a little softer than the stuff that I used on Ralph. But that's okay. I think I'll make 2 more of these just because I'll probably need them. But I might not, so that'll be okay. Okay, great. I wish the Kyoto brothers had had their giveaway a week earlier. We would have to buy that other stuff. I think I also figured out how I'm going to do Ralphie's eyelid or eyebrows. So that'll probably be tomorrow. Actually, I may not be on tomorrow, but on, let's say Wednesday. Wednesday, I should be able to finish up Ralphie. And then I think I'll finish up Roberta. Then I'll have a version of every character because I still have an old Sammy, which is decent. But then I'll move on to Sammy. Ooh, I'm looking forward to this. I think by the middle of August, I should have the entire Melonpool puppet cast again. Maybe I'll see if I can get the cast together at some point to do a photo shoot. That would be fun. I wonder what other puppet came off the same thing. Because I did get this used. Okay, I'm going to get a new. This should be more than enough to get me through this whole project, so here's hoping. This is a brand new blade, and it's cutting worse than the old one I had. So if and when I get done with all these puppets, I wonder what I should do with them. Like, I'm not going to give them away, but, like, I kind of feel like I need to put on a little show or something. Okay. Okay. Here we go. At least with the little ones, I don't need to actually put the feathers on, so that's good. So I think this is a shorter pile. Oh, somebody's here. Yep. How's it going? More fur tufts today. I'm almost done with them, so this should be the last of the fur tufts I have to make. Thank goodness. I didn't get very much done on them over the weekend. I've been building a deck with a friend of mine, and I've been working on the commission I'm working on. So between that, there wasn't much time to work on Ralphie. Same puppet. So this is this is Ralphie, and then I've got Ralph done. This is the one I was working on last time. So he's got all his hair on, but Ralphie does not. He's bald on the back. So ooh, he just lost his tongue. I finally got the double-sided tape, so I'm gonna put his tongue on as well. So so it's not the same puppet that I've been doing this whole time, but it's still the same puppet. It's kind of a duplicate of the other puppet. There's one evil one who was the original, and then his clone who's good. This one's not as long of a pile as the other. Oh, and I've already messed this up. No, have I? At least none of the other puppets I'm going to be working on require an inordinate amount of fur tufts. Roberta's hair is done. I may redo her antenna, but her hair is done. I got to attach her eyes, and I have to make her body. So at least the next one won't be too hair intensive. Tell you what, I'm not really enjoying this new fabric. But it's what I got. If I could go back in time and tell myself anything, it's to buy a yard of the red fabric instead of a half yard. The fabric store that I bought the red fabric from originally was actually a really cool place. It was a place called Lincoln Fabrics, and they were on Lincoln Boulevard down by my house in Playa del Rey, or my apartment in Playa del Rey back when I had that. And they said, when they found out that I was building puppets, they said that Sid and Marty Krofft used to get all their fabric from them for HR puppet stuff. So some of the same fabrics that I used may have ended up in one of those shows, which I thought was a kind of a cool thing, because they had old. Okay, another tuft. Tell you what, though, it's really nice to know this is kind of the end of this puppet, because, you know, when I was doing this on the other one, I still had the whole body left to do. But that's all done on this one. So I know that if I just keep on it for a couple of days, that I'll have this whole puppet done. Which is nice. It's nice. And these little ones are for the fringe around the bottom of his head, which is why they don't have the fabric, have the feather in them. So they found that that was just a little too long for that. I may have to take a red Sharpie to this thing and keep all these light red backing that I can see on this. You couldn't see on the other one. So, Jesus loves you. Are you still building? Are you building something, or are you more of a spectator? Maybe I lost him. Okay. I could probably put these two together. Let me see how this is going to look before I make 500 of these things. Okay. This is going to... think I just messed this up. Yeah, well, I can take out that last bit. Okay. I don't think that's going to be too noticeable that it's a different fabric. All right, I'm going to go with that. And I'll just have the big ones down here and then the little ones along this edge here. All right, I'm going to put that in. Ugh, boy, that was a lot of work. Sorry, I'm having a problem. All right. Oops. Okay, well, I guess that's where I stopped cutting. They're sewing here. Get that side tacked on and then move on to the next. But I'm going to stop making the small ones. I'm going to make the big ones for a while. Boy, even I, with my red-green color blindness, I'm having, I can see the difference. Is that going to drive me crazy? See, I feel like this stuff is totally different too. I don't know. I'll just go with it. If I have to redo all of Ralphie's hair, I will. Oh, boy. It just looked like he's wearing a toupee in the back. So I think if I don't, maybe I'll podcast in the morning tomorrow. I don't know. Or maybe not at all tomorrow. Or live stream, I guess. We have a chance of finishing up that deck tomorrow if I don't come back, if I don't live stream tomorrow. So I think probably that's why I won't do it. I'll do my live stream about building a deck. You guys would enjoy that, wouldn't you? Actually, we're not building a deck. We're building a covering for a deck. I guess with all this red fur, I could make a Clifford puppet. Or a new Randy. All right, so I'll make some of the big ones now. So probably the next one of these that I build, if I'm ever going to build another Ralph or Ralphie, I may hopefully be in a place where I can afford to use that hair tech stuff, which is amazing. I can have it milled to the exact length that I want it and then not have to put all these feathers on. It'd be a lot easier. But I'm not that rich yet. I'm not even close. I almost wonder if I should be doing the ladder stitch on this stuff. The old stuff hid the backing so well. I got lazy. You're not seeing a darn thing. Mark your bingo cards. Let me see if I'm even broadcasting. Cool. All right. Yeah, looks like I'm broadcasting. So, yay me. Tell you what, since I started building these puppets again, I have been rapidly using up all my supply of thread. It's so funny. I've had some of this thread, and you should throw out thread when it starts to get old, but I don't think any of this has gotten too old yet. But I can't remember the last time I finished a roll and a thread, a spindle of thread, and I think I finished 6 or 8 of them in the last year, which is great. Of course, it's harder to get thread now, thanks to Joanne. Well, if nobody's going to be here, I'm going to open the window because it's hot in here. Oh man. Okay. Okay. I probably could put these two on now. Put these two on like so. Make sure I put them in such a way so that the ugly seam isn't too apparent. Look like that. Maybe not like that. Yeah, I think I'll do it that way. I won't show you. I won't show you what I think I'll do. But I'll do it anyway. Take them off the stand. See, I often thought about making Ralphie's hair slightly lighter. In fact, I may have done that in the later comics. Made him just slightly lighter so that you could kind of see that he was an imperfect clone, something like that. But I think this hair is just a smidge lighter too. I should probably put his bra on just to protect his eyes. Yeah, that would have been nasty. I almost got that needle right under my fingernail. Okay, one. I hope you all are finding this interesting. More interesting than I am. So I know this seems really tedious, and it doesn't seem like I'm making a whole lot of progress. But just imagine if you were like I remember seeing a picture of Popeye's arms that they used in the Robin Williams movie back in the day, and some poor person had to hand punch every single hair in that arm, and they have wigs that are done that way too. And oh my gosh, I cannot. I don't have the patience to even think about threading that needle, let alone doing every individual hair. At least I'm doing it about about a 1.5 square inch spot every time I put in one of these tufts. So. Oh, let's see. I always find this stuff pretty interesting. I really, just because of how instructive the stuff is. I love watching other builders. Oh, great! Did I? Thank you. Looking good. Oh, hey TC. Thank you. Yeah, I find it very informative. I watched Michael Schupak and Adam Savage building puppets today on the tested feed, and that was very interesting. One of my bucket list items is to have me go in there and show them how to pattern. What's this? Staple? How does staple get in there? Okay. I guess I should have inspected this fur before I started using it. Might be full of all kinds of interesting artifacts. But I don't know that I picked up any new techniques, but it was neat seeing them using some of the techniques they were using to build those puppets. Okay. Okay, so I think we need two in the back, probably two more, probably 2 rows of, so 4 more of these guys, and then a couple of small ones. I think we're done. So maybe 6 more tufts. Should be great. Okay. I'll do a couple more tufts and then I'll probably call it a night. I'm so tired from working on that patio. I really like the big hairy mess. Thank you. I don't know that I like the big hairy mess, but honestly, this doesn't bother me as much as the fur. from some of the other builds I've done recently. Um, I think because I'm not having to do as much sewing of like, arms and fingers and stuff with it. So I think that that's a little bit easier to deal with than just these tufts of hair. I'll probably finish up all the tufts of hair tonight after I go offline after dinner. And so then all that'll be left are the tongues and the eyebrows, the eyelids on Ralphie. I don't even know what they are. Worry lines. I have an idea how to do it, and I did a test, and it seemed to work. So, but I can't put it on until all the hair's on. So, but it'll be fairly quick. If I'm on tomorrow at all, it'll probably be in the morning. So. I have an orientation for a job tomorrow, so I have to be doing that. Puppetry adjacent job. Whatever that means. I almost didn't build this one in tandem with building the first one because I thought, oh, it might be too much work to do all this extra, you know, do two of everything where I might lose interest. But I got to tell you, this has been a pretty smooth build comparatively. Not having an eye mechanism helps, I think. Made it simpler on myself. If I did anything in designing Ralphie, I didn't give him eyelids, so that saved me a lot of time. Oh, really? I thank you for saying I make it look easy. I've had a lot more struggles with some of these things. I think it's I think I've got a philosophy though that I think a lot of people, and myself included, when I was first starting out, if I got to a stopping point, it would just stop me dead in my tracks, and I would just figure that, oh, there's just no way I can do it. Whereas I'm a little bit easy. It's a little easier for me to pivot now and try something new just to get it done. And I think maybe that's what you see is just this point where I'm able to deal with the problems that come up just from having done it as long as I have now. And I've never had that mentality that a lot of builders have. Is like, oh well, I know how to do this, so you do this, this, and this, and you're done. You're kind of along for the ride. It was kind of refreshing to me that you guys like to see me fail as much as I do. Like I don't know, maybe it does something where it makes you feel like, oh well, he has to deal with these same problems I do. But I was kind of under the impression that I should really be, you know, at least have a vague idea of what I'm doing. I know I keep just pulling the end of it out of this thing, but there we go. Oh, you wouldn't know because you couldn't see any of it. I mean, I did it perfect the first time. That's what I meant to say. Another one. So I need 3 more of these things. I think I'll make 1 more and then call it a night. Well, call it a night online. I'm going to still finish this guy tonight, or finish the hair at least. You guys don't really care if I show you every sprig of hair going onto his head, do you? I know I don't care. Okay, I'm trying every tip that Laura taught me, and none of them are working. There it goes. Okay. 100% manufactured. Oh, okay. I thought you were saying something new. Well, now I've done it. Between this fur and everything else I got in here. Oh my god, what a rat's nest. Oh, I think I solved it too. Okay, I think we're good. Phew. See, I think a lot of people would just put a wig on and kind of try to poof up the hair into little cones, but I think in the long run this will look better on this particular character. Well, I know it will because I already made one, but I might have some pictures of the Ralph rebuild I was doing when the Ralph got stolen. He had kind of a fat head. Like it didn't. There was something that happened with that particular version of him that everything kind of got squashed and expanded out. It might have been that I used a thicker foam or something, but I'm much happier with this version of him. Okay. It definitely would go faster if I just sat here and made all these tufts and then I could just put them on all at the same time. But I tell you what, I get such fatigue from making these things that it's nice to have a break every two so that I can just put them on the head and then kind of recharge. But it probably does add quite a bit of time to it. All right. Well, just finished up the second one. I think I'll pin him onto the head, and I'm not going to sew him on. I say right now, I'm not going to sew him. I sew him on now, but I will at least see how it looks. All right, so let's. All right, so you can't see anything, but well, okay. I'll take them off the stand. So here he is right now. Um, you can see his hair kind of almost done. He still needs a little bit of love back there. Maybe, yeah, I think he needs two more of the big tufts and then maybe four of the little ones. And he'll be ready. He'll be done. But I think you can kind of see how different he looks than the other guy, even though he's the same exact puppet. Where's this picture? I need to have like a little thing I can stick them in here. So I did kind of figure out what I'm going to do for the eyelids. And I think it's going to be something like that. I'll have just a little piece of wire up there that is covered in shrink tubing. All right, so I think the grand finale of the Ralphie build is going to be on Wednesday. I'm not probably going to be on tomorrow, or if I am, I'll be in the morning. So guess I'll see you there. See you then, and I'll talk to you later. Thank you.